When I was 13 years old, I remember this one day, my dad just looked at me. We were walking down the road and he said, "Hey Dhruv, you have all these tiny bumps on your skin. Are you really taking care of your skin?" Until then, those tiny bumps weren't even something that I thought about. But after that one sentence, tiny bumps on my skin became a flaw. They became something that's negative, something that's dirty, something that's not normal. For years, I've treated everything that I've done like a problem to solve. My business, my YouTube, my face, even my walks with my dog, my relationship. And here's the crazy part: it worked in business, but in almost every other place of life, that same mentality made things so much worse and so much more harder. In this video, I'm going to show you what happened when I stopped trying to fix everything and how to know about what actually needs to be fixed and what doesn't really need any fixing at all because it's not even a problem. So after that, I went to the usual problem solving mode. Products, skincare routines, obsessing over having really clean and clear skin without a single speck on it. And probably one of the biggest flaws was comparing myself to everybody. Like I remember watching TV and just looking at celebrities and trying to look really close. Okay, do they have any flaws in their skin or is their skin perfect? At one point it got so bad, I would even use like my mom's foundation on patches that were really bad parts of my skin, like, dark spots or acne scars. The bigger issue though was the more I tried to fix it, the more it ruined my confidence. And it was only recently that I've realized that the real issue wasn't my skin, but it was my obsession to try to solve these problems that I thought were problems and try to perfect things. And by trying to solve these things, we're actually creating bigger problems. Now, the same problem occurred when I used to walk my dog, Juno. Peaceful walks with no distractions, nothing, just me and her walking, smiling, enjoying like the atmosphere, the environment and all of that. But then my self-development brain kicked in and I was like, okay, you know what? You're not doing enough. You need to keep learning. You're wasting time. So what did I start doing then? Listen to podcasts or audiobooks. Plug in your earphones while you're walking or play something on the side. Listen to it, learn something and keep making progress. On paper, this might sound like, okay, yeah, you know what? That's really solid. Like this dude is going at it all the time. But then what started happening was my brain, it almost felt like my brain was getting fried. At one point even, I didn't even want to walk Juno anymore because I was like, it's so frustrating now. Those calm, peaceful walks with her were not that calm anymore. Now they'd become something like a push, some sort of task almost. And that's when it clicked. This was a problem because I tried to force this into a how do I optimize this situation sort of a box. That walk didn't need a solution. It was meant to be a peaceful thing. So I don't know about you guys, but there is a pattern over here. Every time I've tried to fix something that wasn't necessarily broken, having acne on your skin is not the end of the world. Trying to be productive every single second of the day is not really something that's productive. So basically, every time I try to solve a problem that wasn't a problem, it actually ended up making things even worse. And then comes people. For a long time, I've believed that people are just problems and solutions. Very logical. Problem, what's the solution? Solve it, done. The reality though, I learned from being in a relationship, that's awful way of going about things. We have had so many fights with each other about random things. Now, the scariest and the stupidest and the funniest part is in the moment, these problems feel so massive. They feel so like catastrophic, end of the world type of things. A lot of times I'll be thinking that I'm being logical, but I'm probably not. She'll be misunderstanding me or I'll be misunderstanding her. One of us is a little bit too emotional and impulsive. And then we think we found a solution. But you know what the funniest part was? Few days down the line, in a lot of situations, we wouldn't even remember what the problem was to begin with. In fact, just while writing this video, I was trying to think of an instance where we had this sort of a situation where I had a problem that we thought was a problem, but it wasn't really. And I couldn't think of any. That's how stupid it is. So then it's very clear, right? There is no problem solution type logical thinking when it comes to people. But what really works though is things like time, patience, listening, And sometimes maybe even just taking a step back and letting things de-escalate and then sharing your word, choosing not to be impulsive, all these sorts of things. That really forced me to admit something that my ego was like, fuck no. And there was this idea that with people, there is no 100% clear solution. And to be very honest, that's totally okay. Although I haven't mastered this is where I'm at right now. When it comes to problems, I think, okay, look, is it involving people? If it is, then calm, patience, and time is what's going to work. Definitely, logic is not the most practical approach. We humans are too dynamic. Like, you have a completely different personality than another person. And if I fight with you, logic in this fight is going to be so much more different when the logic comes to another person that I'm fighting with. Just realizing that and ditching it is really helpful. And a lot of times the problem is with ourselves, even time and patience. Like, because we are complex beings too, especially in the stage that a lot of us are in right now, we're still trying to figure out so many things which we maybe will never, but expecting that, okay, my acne needs to go away right now, or thinking that having acne is really a flaw, or trying to stay productive 24/7 because I want to do it. These are things that involve ourselves. And again, like I said, we're complex beings and we haven't figured out ourselves either. So just giving ourselves that time is totally normal. But when it comes to things like business and, content, for example, then it's problem solution, iterate, growth, all these different things. That tiny shifts of approaching things, of approaching problems has helped me so much, because now I'm not trying to engineer my relationship. I'm not trying to fix my skin, or I'm not trying to optimize my walks with my dog. The reality is some things need solving and some things just need space. So the takeaway for you from this video is not everything is a problem that needs a solution. And what you should be asking yourself really is, what is a problem that I've been trying to fix for a really long time? And where can I, in this whole process, try to give myself some space to just take a chill pill? And if it involves people, then even more so. If this video hit you somewhere and it made any sense to you or helped you in any way, then do subscribe to the channel and stick around for more such videos. I am trying to figure these things out on my way. I'm just doing it as it comes. And we speak about different topics like this related to business, psychology, and just understanding yourselves better and growing. If that's part of what you want to do, then you should definitely stick around for more videos. I'm sure you'll gain something out of it. So if you're a 20-something that's been struggling with obsessively solving every problem related to you, then I hope you get some value from it. But until next time, bye.